like I said, if you just finished 6, I'm doing 6 and then 7, because you can't do one without the other because they intertwine. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? I am your girl, Talisa Ray, wife coach. We are reviewing Ready to Love Miami again. Episode number 7, Queens Don't Chase. They don't, because the girl that said it sure in the hell feel like she chasing after that dude to me. But that's not where we are yet, okay? I just want to start off by asking you, how do you feel about constructive criticism in a relationship? Like when somebody shares some things that they don't like about you, like some things that they say you might need to work on. Do you automatically fly off the handle like, you don't know me, that ain't who I am? Like, how do you handle that? I mean, it's a response. It's a response, and I want to know personally, it could be hurtful. It could be something about me that I didn't recognize, that someone is sharing with me, and it might hurt in the moment, but I receive it. This is me now, okay? This is me ever evolving. This is me healed me, okay? I receive it and I process it because it is that person's truth and how they see me. Now, I may enlighten them or share my thoughts about what they think. Might be that they too sensitive, but the things that I'm saying is not meant to hurt you, or you're hearing it with the voice that you have stamped about me from something previous. But I definitely receive it and take consideration of it, okay? Because I told y'all the last episode, the last review, just now, 6, that somebody told me that I was cold before. And I was like, cold? You didn't feel like you loved me? Like I loved you? I loved you. Like, oh my God, I loved you more than I should have. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were a walking red flag. And I was like, rose-colored glasses, take them shits off. I love you. So, I didn't see it. But then somebody that we mutually have love for one another also shared that I couldn't come off cold. So it's something that required me to take a look at and see how it could be adjusted. Okay, I'm done with that. I'm done. Oh, lastly, I just also want you to keep in mind that the person that your ex is or was with you may not be the person he is with the next person. So people receive you differently. I would say people get different versions of me depending on our interactions. It's not like I'm not putting up a front or my representative. It's just that there are so many different facets of me. There's certain people and certain energies bring out certain things. Like, if you're an asshole, then you sure finna get the hood asshole me. Like, anyway, let's go. You ready? So we just come off that whole group thing where everybody's telling each other off. It's not many accolades are given. You know, Blake told Sue-Ann that she was amazing, and Cynthia shared how Anthony was amazing, but I didn't hear many more accolades than that, okay? Heard a lot of, anyway. So Andre, he comes right in and sits down with Jeffrey, and she's talking, and she says that she does not like confrontation. Girl, for somebody that don't like conflict, she said she didn't like conflict. And so for somebody that don't like conflict, you were really, really good at it, okay? For somebody who does not like it. Now, I don't like conflict either. I do not like it. I do not like to go back and forth with these. I do not like green eggs and ham. It is a trigger for me. I do not like conflict, but if you bring it, y'all know. It's just what it is. So I can see that being a thing, but she's really good at it. And it seems like she also keeps perpetuating the cycle of the conflict between Blake, Jeffrey, and Sue-Ann. Right? It's like, you try me, I'm going to stab you, I'm going to stab you. Defense mechanism, I'm going to stab you, I'm going to stab you. Nevertheless, Morgan and Marcy are sitting together with Anthony, and they are grilling him, pretty much telling him that he needs to be more assertive, that he needs to pursue. And this is where Morgan says, because queens don't chase. They don't. Because, ma'am, I just feel like you keep saying to us that you want Tony to make himself known to you. That you want Tony to, like step up and really do it. At least that's what she was saying, 4 and 5, okay? And to me, the way that you're after him kind of resembles a little bit of a chase. I don't want to be the one to tell you that, okay? He also mentioned to us that Marcy is not as assertive as Morgan. Marcy is not like saying, I want you, step up, you mine, okay? Because that is exactly what Morgan is doing, okay? Y'all know I like a girl Morgan, but I'm just keeping it a band, and I'm not going to sugarcoat that. Queens don't chase. No, ma'am, they don't. But we definitely state the things that we want and we desire. But the way you made it sound is that, you ain't been on that dude's bumper because you've been on him heavy, okay? Heavy. Anyway, Morgan and Andre are having a conversation, and this is when she says, because he asked, why didn't you? And this is when she said, out of sight, out of mind. Like, you can't be mad at her for out of sight, out of mind. You had said you were taking yourself out the race. And yes, it could have been nice. It would have been nice for her to say, hey, Andre, how you feeling? I heard you had COVID. But she was like, I'm starting to work on these other connections. Listen, it is what it is. He took it for what it was and said, you know what, this is a character flaw, and I don't want to be bothered. I mean, do y'all see it as a character flaw? Does it show that she lacks a little compassion? I mean, that was her top, right? I'm feeling like she could have at least sent a text message like, hey, how you feeling? But I don't know. I'm a compassionate soul. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to check on you if I see that you're not feeling well and that we were digging on each other. Digging on you, digging on me. Yeah, I'm going to be like, baby, ooh, how you feeling? Like, I'm just saying. Digging a scene. No, never mind. Anyway, now you see Morgan and you see her sitting with Tony. And she tells Tony, you're too friendly with everyone else. You kikiing and ha-haing around here and being super flirtatious, and I don't like that. Because what she noticed was how him and Jonique vibed. Because they might have a huge age gap, a huge difference in age. They seem like they understood one another. They seem like that they would have a good time with one another. And that might have been a bit intimidating to watch. I mean, it looked good to me when I saw them taking them shots at the bar. He seemed more comfortable and relaxed. And honestly, I want to be comfortable and relaxed with the person that I'm wanting to partner with. Okay? I'm just keeping it a band. I mean, y'all want to be sitting there uptight all the time, having to watch everything you do? Like, I'm unintentionally flirty friendly. It's just who I am. Because, men interpret you looking at them in the eyes or another man in the eyes and smiling as flirting. I'm flirty friendly. I'm going to be talking to you. It don't matter, man or woman, okay? Women be thinking I'm flirting too, but I'm not. But I'm flirty friendly. Smiling, laughing, enjoying the interaction. And if I'm having a good time, my focus is on you. So that doesn't mean that I want to go and screw the person. That just means I'm friendly and I'm flirty. Okay, because I'm pretty too. Okay, so combination kind of makes people think that you like everybody. And that ain't always true, but it might be true with Tony. Okay, it might be true with Tony. I digress. But she wants him to quit working the room. And I wrote down, is her slip showing? Does she feel pressure? I mean, later on, she does talk about how she's not concerned about his other connections. But right now, I'm wondering if her slip is showing. She's seeming a little bit possessive of a person who she's not even in a relationship with. And even then, we possess no people. Okay? We possess no people. Do we forget about enslavement? Okay? We possess no people. People are free to do what they want and to date whom they want. And if it does not align with the things that you want, then you get to choose to move it along. We do not possess people. We do not determine people's actions, who they should talk to, what they should do. Okay, we build loving, trusting connections. Okay, that's what we do. And if we are dating someone who just is innately flirty, then we have to be confident and secure enough to know that it is just that's just their fun, friendly, flirty personality. Okay, that they respect and honor whatever commitment that you have, whatever it looks like for you. I digress. That was just me having a whole ass moment, because you don't own me. You don't own me. You don't, listen, this dragon cannot be caged, okay? I mean, trust me and know that, my free, loving, autonomous spirit is connected to you, and I care for you in the way that I care for you. The end. I'm off of that. So we're in the space where the men and the women have to do their deliberating for the one man and the one woman to go home. I wrote down, Jeffrey got these men in a chokehold, honey, with her soft, demure demeanor, okay? With her soft-spoken self, like with the traditional feminine energy that she exudes. She got these men in a chokehold, because every last one that she has had some connection with has said, yeah, Jeffrey does it for me. It's the Jeffrey for me. Like, but on the bottom is Sue-Ann and Jonique. And for the ladies, on the bottom is Mark Anthony, Blake, and Anthony. And I just keep not understanding how Blake keeps staying, because Anthony and Mark Anthony are on the bottom. And I'm just not understanding how Blake keeps, like, missing the mark. I mean, is Sue-Ann in there really, like, convincing them, like, yeah, she's the one. Keep him. Like, I guess it's not enough of them that have such disdain for him the way Jeffrey and Jeffrey and Morgan do. So he gets to stay all the time. Anyway, Mark Anthony is actually the one that they send home, and then they give him a second chance. They use their lifeline on him. Yay! Jonique is the woman that gets sent home, and there is no lifeline given. And then right as she is sent home, Tommy's like, we are at the halfway mark. There will be no more second chance option. If you didn't use it, you lost it. You lost it. So, there's that. Which was very disappointing, because they could have saved her, but she didn't have any strong enough connections to save her. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was nobody really going to bat for her. Who did she have a connection with? And like she said, she said she was connected to Lyndon and she was connected to Tony. But it's don't feel bad for me, or don't cry for me, Argentina. I'm ready for love. He just ain't here. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool. No biggie. So for this week, no eliminations will be done. Well, I guess not. You just sent 2 people home. Like, why would you turn around and send somebody home again? So we see the first one-to-one dating is Sue-Ann and Anthony, and she invites him to his house. And his man says, bitch, take your shoes off. I need that mat at my house. She's like, oh, he got a little gangster. Girl, it's a mat. He might not have no gangster in him. And he gives her some flowers. Now, I point this out because I'm a sucker for flowers. And they were all beautiful roses, like a hybrid peach, I think, color rose. I'm a sucker for a rose. Dear future bae. Now, I done told y'all a million times how much I love flowers, and sunflowers are my favorite. But I just wanted to come here and remind you, in case this is your first time watching my videos, and you're like, oh, I need to catch up. I need to see what she's been talking about. I love a flower. You pick me up from the airport? I love flowers. You pick me up for a date? I love flowers. You're just thinking about me. I love flowers. The end. That is all. I love flowers. I love flowers. I love plants. You give me a plant. Shit. My little heart gonna be like, da-da-da-da-da. I love beautiful things. I digress because this is not about me. This is about Sue-Ann and Mark Anthony. So she sits down and she asks if she's on the list. And I'm all like, he like, what list? You know, the one that like, the people you like. Ma'am, he wouldn't have you at his house if he didn't like you. Like, he would not have invited you over and made you dinner, which seemed to look like lamb chops and salad, which she had to make the salad. He had everything together, and for her to put it in and just toss the salad. Like, ma'am, I don't think he would have you over to his house, in his abode, if he didn't like you. And she was like, yes, for my first time going to a boy's house for a first date. Then don't do it. Why'd you go? Sounds like that's something that you wouldn't normally do. Are you doing it just because you're on Ready to Love? Think about it. Don't do shit you would normally do. Because if you had been talking to him for 2 weeks and he had asked you out, would you have gone over to his house? You would not have. You would have said, let's go meet at a restaurant. So if it's, I'm just saying, keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. She shared that he seemed to be in a different space, that he didn't treat her the same way after that little intimate little dance they did, you know. And so he said, I'm going to fix that. And before you go, we're going to do a little dance again. But he also did say, I heard the ladies, and that he needed to be more intentional about his connections. Because one of the people, it was Morgan, she had said, you know, we talking stuff and we had a connection, and he was my top. And then the next time he saw me, he didn't even speak to me. But we be kikiing and shit behind the scenes, but you don't speak to me when you see me? That's weird. I'm with her. That's weird. But I also wrote down a way to get me is to dance with me. My late husband, God rest his soul, when he would be on my nerves or in the hot seat, he would come with flowers and he would ask me to dance, okay? And both times, both of those things would make me melt, because I love a man that will dance with me. So they're sitting there and they have a conversation. Now, for him not to like women who have children, he always seems to be intrigued by Jeffrey, and he says the right things to Jeffrey. But we are all looking at you because you said you don't want a woman with children, and she got not one, but two, but three of them, one of which is 5, okay? 5-year-old had a meltdown because he wanted toast with his oatmeal. Girl, get that baby toast. You must give him toast every morning. Y'all must have ran out of bread, because ain't no way. Ain't no way. Anyway, I digress. I melted too. Even if this was a line, this is something that you've heard me say time and time again about me. My throat look a little swollen. Anyway, you've heard me say time and time again about me. And he said, I can be the strong one so that you can be soft. Sometimes that's all we need. Like, she's a single mom with 3 children and has to be the strong energy all the time. And it takes a toll on you. But give me the opportunity to be soft. To not be concerned. To not worry. Now, I can plan some shit down to the T because I'm a Virgo and it's just what it is. But men that plan things are high on my list. Men that can say, I'm going to pick you up on this day at this time, dressed this way, melt my heart. Now, I don't get all rose-colored glasses. It's just a thing that I really like about a man. She shares with him that she has Crohn's disease, and that's why she doesn't really like stress. Okay, because she has Crohn's disease, and it'll inflame and, cause the fatigue and the pain, and, nobody wants to do that. But the thing is, he was like, wow, and intrigued, but had no clue what Crohn's disease was. I'm glad that she went on and continued and explained it. But it would have been better for him to say, can you tell me more about that? What exactly is Crohn's disease? I'm unfamiliar. So I don't know. I found that a little inauthentic. Okay. That's just me. We also see Mercedes and Mark Anthony together. Now, they look like they mesh really well. They're in the same age bracket, close enough to it. And I actually feel like that's a better fit than Jeffree. I feel like he's more comfortable. He's more relaxed. He's more himself. He's more in his element. With Jeffree, I feel like he's putting on airs that he is showing his more mature side with her, but it does not feel as easy flowing as it does with Mercedes and Mark Anthony. And that kiss was a kiss. Okay? That kiss was a kiss. You understand me? Like, baby, if anybody wanted to know what a real kiss might have looked like on television, a sincere, genuine one, that is it. And Mercedes is applying the pressure now. Lay pressure? I don't know how you would say pressure in Spanish. If you know, como se dice pressure in español, por favor. The pressure has been applied. You keep rubbing on me something that it ain't going to be a genie that pops up. They have very much so kinetic sexual energy that is bouncing off the screen. And it's probably because they're more the same. Okay? Not that opposites don't attract. They're more the same. At the same time, you see Tony and Morgan, and they're having a conversation. And, you know, I wrote down, you don't know where you stand? You got to ask for clarification? I wrote down, she is more of the assertive one. She's the one that's what he wants. You know, some men like to be led. Some men like that. That's okay, but I don't want to be in that space all the time. I don't mind. We're a partnership. We're going to come to an agreement together. Y'all, I digress. I digress. Never mind. I'm just saying. I wrote down, she is extremely assertive with him, but wants everyone to be more assertive with her. He is not applying the pressure that she wants everybody else to. I mean, that one kiss that time under the sunset that he was talking about, and the horizon and the sunset, and there were several kisses. Wasn't she the initiator? No, maybe he was the initiator, but she was giving that energy, leaning all over the table, and child. Don't keep it the same across the board. Let me just say that. Be the same across the board. Keep the same energy across the board. This energy and this grace that you're giving Tony, you could give to other people, because you are giving him a lot of grace. But you are also being very much so possessive, which bothers me. And this is where she says, don't you have other connections? You know what? He was like, do you want to know about them? And she says, no, I'm not concerned about them. You're not? Yes, you are, because you telling him not to be flirty. And not to be spreading it around everywhere. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. Child. Okay. Anyway. So then we see Blake and Morgan meet up. Now, I'm going to say this. I commend Blake for wanting to have the conversation with Morgan. To me, that says a lot. He wants to clear the air and be able to be respectful to one another. That's what he said. And I know that y'all don't like him, but for him to make the date is huge. The girl said he was unkind to her. And I don't want nobody to be like, I was unkind. Well, let me fix this. Let me fix this, because that wasn't the intent. So they get in there and they sit down, and he said, I want to apologize because I hurt you. And she was like, what do you apologize? No, he said, first let me start by apologizing. And she said, he said, so explain it. He said, I really want to understand, what I did. Well, how you going to apologize for something you don't understand? Because you said I hurt you. And she didn't say that he hurt her, but her energy said that he hurt her. I don't give a damn what she says about all that shit in her vignette about, I wasn't thinking about it. You ain't hurt me. Because, ma'am, you were. The energy that you showed today showed that he did a nerve, okay? That he did stand on that nerve. You were lying to yourself by saying that he did not, maybe he didn't hurt you, but he definitely made you feel away. He upset you. You could have said that. But you were definitely bothered by him and the way he treated you in the first 2 episodes, I want to say it was. So you could have just had some grace, shown some grace, and accepted that apology and explained what you felt. But instead, you took the opportunity to jab him in the throat. You took that opportunity for me, for someone who is in their most happiest, most peaceful place. We don't want to cause anyone else discomfort. And I'm speaking from being in a peaceful place. And I know that y'all are probably all with her telling him off. I was not. I was not. This was the opportunity to show some grace, to express how you felt and say, I didn't like it when, and you were unkind. Because you said that I was like doubling down and wanting kids. I was unwavering with that. Hold on. What did he say? Let me see. That you won't be able to do 80% of the things that you're doing now that you want to do. None of that was a lie. Now, I don't agree with the percentage, but anybody who knows and anyone who has children knows that your priorities shift a little. Yes, you can still travel with them. Yes, you can still pursue your goals and your dreams. You can do all of those things, but it won't be with the fervence that you have now. The freedom and space. And she was like, I'm happy and content. I didn't say that I needed that. I didn't say that I needed a man or I needed children, but you made it that way. So you could have had that conversation right there and had that understanding. And because y'all ain't going to be able to connect from here on out. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't going to happen anyway. You could have expressed that by saying, I'm happy and I'm peaceful. And you made the assumption that I needed, or it was a must that I have a man and that I have children, when that is not the case.